going on, Kenny? We got Kenny from the Myers House NC with us tonight for the Nightmare 365 podcast. Case file 40. G. Greg is not here tonight. He took the night off. Bummer for him because he's
Greg
missing
sucks.
I know he's missing a good guest, somebody that I talked to before. But welcome to the show, Kenny. How you feeling tonight in this October season?
I'm feeling good, feeling good. We're like very close to Halloween already, and I'm finally have a second to breathe to kind of hopefully take in a little bit of the last days of October here.
That's the thing. As I'm getting older, I find I'm celebrating Halloween a little differently each year. And I'm always trying to, like we were talking about before, just, go to like haunted attractions, corn mazes, things like that. And I feel like most of that, since I'm getting older, has been put on the back burner, and especially doing this show, which kind of sucks sometimes because it does eat up my time. But I mean, do you find the same thing? Because I feel you do a bunch.
Yes, I mean this year for sure. It's but I can't complain because I'm doing so much fun stuff. But you know, part of me is just like I don't want to do anything, and I just want to go and walk in a beautiful graveyard with fall leaves or something, or
I
just go
hear.
to a corn maze or go to a pumpkin patch and just kind of take my time and leisurely, or go to the mountains and drive on the parkway and see all the fall leaves and stuff. I don't. That's the thing with us horror fans. We do stupid stuff like make podcasts and plan events that take up your entire October and stuff. So we get so excited and so involved that it ends up like we're doing stuff for everybody else, and we don't take enough time for ourselves to enjoy the season that we love. But
I know it
but
goes
I
by too
always
quick.
find time.
I know.
I
Trust me,
find
I do
time.
too. Especially doing the podcast, I feel like it's all year round. So like the studio's always decorated in horror and Halloween stuff. So if I get kind of sad that the season's over, I can just come in here and just chill and
Pretend.
relax. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, I know all about that. When you live in this house, it's like you're almost constantly in some bizarre virtual reality.
yeah, that's the thing. And if most people don't know, um, you built the actual Myers house from the movie Halloween, which I'm sure everybody has to know by now. I mean, you seem to be all over the place. You have
I'm that guy
you
that
are
built
that
that
guy.
house in North Carolina.
Yeah, what made you like what was the thing that just sparked and said, "You know what? I'm doing this."
It was, I've just been a crazy Halloween fan my entire life, and I was just at that point in my life where I was looking at buying a starter home. I was 26 years old, and um, and I went to the world premiere of Rob Zombie's Halloween, um, and I visited the original house again in California. And I was in the middle of sort of house hunting, and I was very frustrated with what I was finding, and I just got a crazy fan that got a crazy idea and worked very, very hard to make that dream happen, and it just kind of that's what happened, man.
Yeah, now what? It's been 10 years that you've been living in the
Yeah,
house?
it's been a decade, which is really hard to believe.
I know. I was watching
Yeah.
the video again of, I guess, was it you who posted it? Just like the timetable of building the house and construction and everything.
No, no, it wasn't me. It was
Oh,
I think that was Jim Means who posted that. He put together. He didn't even tell me he was doing it. He just kind of took a bunch of my photos and put it together, and I was like, "Wow, man, that's really cool." He did it on some sort of anniversary. I'd been living in the house like a year or something like that. I could be way off, but yeah, and he posted it on YouTube and sent it to me. But yeah, it's kind of um weird and also fun, kind of looking back at those construction pictures.
it is. It's crazy how like time does really fly, and when you're just 10
Yeah.
years living in the
Which is
house.
funny when your parents say, "Oh, like, th- you know, these years go by, enjoy your time." And now, like, when you do get older, it's just like every year, it's just like it's just gone. It's really crazy.
It is. Do you
It,
ever find yourself kind of saying like catch yourself? I mean, you've been there 10 years now, but all of a sudden just say, "Oh crap, this is the actual Myers house." Or has it just, kind of wore off?
no, no, no. I mean, there all the time. There's very frequently there's days that I pull into the driveway and I'm just like, yep, I just still can't believe that this is my house. And then constantly, when I have conversations with people who love Halloween, and they're like, and they just think it's so cool, and I'm like, it kind of reminds you, like, yeah, man, like, God, I put so much work into this, and I still love, the original Halloween. You know, I've seen it, I think maybe 3 or 4 times on the big screen this month. But yeah, so it's
Yeah.
still, unbelievable, and I'm still just kind of having fun with it. I'm just trying to
Now, was
sort
Halloween
of.
like your go-to movie, like the movie that started it all, or what was the movie that really got you hooked into horror?
I mean,
I know it's like
yeah.
you can't pinpoint
Well,
sometimes just
well, it's
one.
I have like a really shitty memory, so I don't remember a ton as a kid. But yeah, definitely Halloween is the one I can remember the most. Specifically the original, but mainly just renting. Just any movie from the Halloween series. It was just a thing me and my brother did around Halloween. We would just go to the local video store. We would rent Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and stuff like that too. But it was always like we had to kind of do a Halloween-a-thon. And, with him and my friends, so that sort of stuck with me the most. But I think, um, I don't know, the movie that really like kind of put it over the top, to be really obsessed with horror was probably, Scream and Halloween H2O when I was in high school. It's like, I mean, I grew up watching those movies and I just didn't really like. I mean, me and my friends would watch them every weekend and rent them, but I didn't consider myself a horror fan. I wasn't watching like the technique of filmmaking. I was just
Right.
like having fun with it. But then there just gets to, you get to a certain age where it's like it becomes like a little more than just renting a video and watching it with friends. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. My
And you
mom.
really start paying attention to stuff. And I think Scream was like the first movie that I just became like just totally obsessed with.
Yeah, Scream was good. I have to say, the original one, it hooked me in for sure. And I remember just growing up, I've always had a thing for like the supernatural and weird stuff and horror. And I think I was Mike Myers for like 14 years in a row. And my mom always thought something was wrong with me. She'd be like, I'm a little
Nice.
worried. You're into horror a little bit too much. And because I remember the first movie
Yeah,
that I saw was The Gate. I don't know if you ever seen that in the
dude,
80s.
I watched The Gate off like a recorded off television VHS tape over and over again. Me and my friend James. Yeah, we watched the movie a million times.
Yeah, that was one
Yeah,
of
I
my
love The Gate.
the first movies that I remember actually watching as like a kid. But
Hmm.
so that kind of got me into it. And then just trying to find these old obscure, because we did the same thing. Like we had a bunch of friends. We called ourselves the Screamers. We dressed up
Nice.
like, Scream, Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy. And
So you were like a little horror gang. See, me, I just kind of like ordered way too many pizzas, and we would just sit there, but like a bunch of nerds, and play video games and watch horror movies.
oh,
Play
that's
a
what,
lot of Mortal Kombat 2,
there you go.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, on the weekends in high school, we would just go to Blockbuster, get like popcorn, nachos, and just pick out like a weird anything that caught our eye, as far as like horror
Yeah,
goes. And
it's
it
it
would
was
just
all
be,
about the movie cover.
yeah, because I remember one of the big ones that we loved and we still kind of, talk about today is the Ice Cream Man with
Nice.
Ron
I didn't
Howard's
watch
brother.
that till yeah, I didn't watch that till later years, but I remember the cover being pretty funny on that one, or pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just, like one of those C, maybe even D horror films, but it was just so funny and kind of just as a kid you enjoy this kind of stuff. I don't know why. Maybe I just gravitated towards horror. It was different than the actual
It's just
movies.
fun. Like when you're with
Yeah.
a bunch of stupid like, teenage like guys, I don't know. And it's, in the 80s, like all the naked girls and
Yeah,
stuff
what's
like
not
that.
to
I don't
love?
know. It was just fun, man. It was a good time.
It is. And that's why I wish they would. I mean, as much as I'm sure you've seen the new Halloween that came out, we're not going to give any spoilers for anybody who hasn't, but if they're a big fan. But that's what I wish there was more original stuff. As much as I love seeing sometimes the reboots, even
Yeah.
though I kind of hate remakes because it's just like, all right, just
Yeah, I mean, like you have to. I mean, I know. Blumhouse, they're massive now, but you have to give it to them for trying to do new things, even though a lot of their movies are very gimmicky. I mean, a lot of the '80s movies were very gimmicky, and
Oh yeah,
and like Happy Death Day, like I that was great, man. Such a
I didn't
good,
see that.
yeah, it's great.
Is it?
It's a really good. I mean, they just released the trailer for part two, but it's just a fun original.
It
And it kind of feels like an '80s horror film, and the mask is great.
yeah, it does look a little different for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah, even like I saw when we were at the movies for Halloween, we saw the trailer for I guess the remake of Pet Cemetery. That actually
yeah,
looked good, but
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. But again, it's a remake. It's like cool. Like I've already seen the story. I'm looking forward to the new Suspiria. I love Suspiria, but um, yeah, I mean, people always ask me all the time, "Are you so pumped for this new Halloween movie?" I'm like, fine, yeah, like whatever. Like I mean, I'm fine with the movies I have.
Yeah,
They can keep making them, but I don't get too excited for any sort of remakes or sequels anymore.
yeah, I
I don't
don't.
know why. Maybe I'm just old and jaded, but
Oh,
but
trust
it's just
me,
like, nah, I'll watch the first four Halloweens till I die. I'm fine with that.
I'm the same way because when I see a remake, I'm just like, really, and everybody kind of gets up, real excited and like,
I
oh my
mean,
god, this is great. The new whatever. It's the same stuff to
I
me.
mean, yeah, I mean, I want them to succeed, and I want them to be good, and I see, the remakes of the movies that I love or whatever, like Suspiria, but it's hard for me to get excited for it.
Besides like Halloween, do you have movies that are must watch every October, like for the Halloween season?
Um, I mean, nowadays it's lucky if I can fit, you know,
Anything in?
anything in. But yeah, I mean, I try to watch, like Pumpkinhead and Trick or Treat and um, this little indie movie that my friend made called All Hallows Evil. I love that. I try to watch the made-for-TV movie called Midnight Hour every year. I love that movie. Um, yeah, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, anything in October, if I can just like sit down and, have a couple friends over and we just kind of like, hey, what do you want to watch or whatever? Or let's watch The Fog or, just like to sit down with friends, pop some popcorn, order some pizza, and watch a horror movie. Um, that's all I really want to do. And I'm hoping I can do that on Halloween night. So I
There you
think
go.
a couple of friends are going to come over. Who knows what we'll watch, but we'll figure out something.
Yeah. Speaking of Halloween night, do people come to your house? Do
I
you get
well,
many
I
trick or
was
treaters or more pranksters?
Well, I don't really get. I mean, since I do my Halloween, my giant Halloween party, normally the weekend before, pretty much everybody comes to that.
Yeah.
Um, and people come out if I like post something that that people can people are welcome to come on Halloween. But I always have like I never really have any trick or treaters anymore. If I do, it's just a parent wanting to come before they take their kid out trick or treating or something, just to see the house.
And the
But I
kid's like,
always
why are
have.
we
It seems
here?
like a couple people show up and they want to take pictures and stuff. But everyone's really cool. It's just like, oh, it's Halloween. Let's go. Let's go see the Myers house. So
Yeah, I'm sure you're locally known to everybody around town. Do you get
yeah,
weird
after a
looks?
deck. No, no. I mean, everyone thinks. I mean, everyone's really cool. I mean, I have a great relationship with the me and I mean, I'm sure there's, I've said this a bunch of times, but I'm sure there's people that think I'm some like bizarre Satanist that lives in their town and like I'm sacrificing babies in my house. But which is cool. I mean, that's cool that they think that. Like, hopefully, if I'm living here when I'm really old, I'll be like, that guy that like doesn't come out of his creepy house, and there's all these bizarre rumors about me. How like if you come to my door, I'll kill you or something. I'm hoping that happens. Like I really want to be one of those urban legends.
I'm
So
sure if
maybe
you
I should
stay
start
there,
doing that now.
I'm
Yeah.
sure if you stay there, that would be the case. So I guess you never
Yeah.
see yourself selling the house.
I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't. It would be very tough for me to walk away from this house. But at the same time, it's like I do love to, I do love to travel and I love to see different places. Like I tell people like every other day if I could just take my house, and a job and my family and my friends and just go to Oregon, then I'd love to have like the Myers House, Oregon. Like I'd love to live there. I love the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah,
But
that'd be a big move for the house.
yeah, I don't know if we could figure that out, but no, I have no plans of moving, man. I love this piece of property. It's quiet and it's just I don't know. It's very peaceful back here, and I
Especially
don't
when
know.
the crazies come back there, try to take pictures and knock on your front
But it's
door.
cool. Like, the crazies. I mean, I'm kind of like take the cake for a crazy. I mean, I built the fucking house,
Yeah, you
so it's
did.
like, so it's like I went a step beyond taking pictures. No, I love for people to come out. I love it. Like if they want to come, cool. Just don't come at midnight and shine your headlights on my house.
Yeah, when I'm trying to
Or,
sleep.
like just fucking send me an email and we'll figure it out. That's awesome. But, I mean, like at the end of the day, I don't care who comes out here, really.
Yeah.
It's just as long as they just don't like, they just, are respectful and they're like, I just want to see the house. I'm a fan like you. I get it. I just want to be a part of it, stand on the porch, take a picture, whatever. Like I say all the time, like if I can invite everyone in and we could, hang out and watch a horror movie, that's what I would love. But, I just can't. I
So
mean, sometimes I do that, but
yeah, do you think like your
uh,
life has changed since you've done this? How has your life changed at all, or you're still kind of the same guy? Just let me just watch, like you said, just horror movies. I mean, because it brings sort of, I think, from like an outsider looking in, some sort of like fame. Like this is the guy that built the Myers house.
yeah, I know. I mean, sure. I mean, there's a ton. I mean, it's like I'm just on. I'm honest about everything. Sure, a ton, thousands of people. God knows how many people know about this house, and that's cool. But like at the end of the day, it's like I'm a guy who built a fucking house. Like, it's like,
It is
I
crazy when
mean,
you think about it.
it's
And
cool, but no, I'm still the same exact nerdy horror fan, um, and people that know me, like I hate, like my biggest gripe, like thing I hate is I hate egos. I hate when fandom becomes this like, how many masks you have, and if you've built a house, and if you've like, it's like, guys, it's like we're all just big nerds.
yeah,
Okay, like how about you bring your toys over to my house? Like you bring your toys over to my Myers house, and on like Wednesday and Friday, and I'll come to your like Nightmare on Elm Street replica on like Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'll bring my Myers figures and we can fight with them. Like like it's fine. Like I don't have no delusions about
oh,
anything, man. I just have fun with it.
that's good, man. That's a good attitude to have. Plus, I'm a
Yeah,
little kid too. I mean, everybody makes fun of me. I mean, I have the original set
yeah.
of Goosebumps. I still go see the Goosebump movies. I'm probably the oldest person at a theater, if without kids, stuff like
But I
that.
think I think that's important. I mean, like I don't know. I mean, I'm 37 years old, so it's like I have no, I'm not married anymore. I don't have kids. I have no interest in having kids or anything like that. And I just kind of, I don't know. I just kind of do what makes me happy. And I try to be a good person and respect the people
That
around me. And
that's
I,
all you could do, man.
yeah, I mean, that's kind of all you can do. Just be authentic. Like the new Halloween. Like everything's telling me to like this movie. I just didn't like the new Halloween. And like I have no problem saying that, and it's fine if everyone else in the world loves it. But I feel like a lot of people are just kind of like they just go with kind of like the crowd and kind of what they're. John Carpenter's saying it's the best movie ever, and Jamie Lee Curtis and this and stuff like that. It's like, nah, I'd rather watch Halloween 3. I think Halloween 3 is much better.
Ha-
Like leaps and bounds.
I'm a big
But
fan of like I know I get a lot of crap too sometimes when I say this, but I really enjoyed 6. Like 6 is one
yeah,
of my
no,
favorite. Like
yeah, dude, I have a thorn tattoo, so I'm right there with you.
that's great.
I
But yeah, like
think,
that. I think like number one, just because it's one. 3, I think is a great movie too. Like when people
Yeah.
always try to talk about it, they always try to fit it into, the cookie color, which is Halloween. But at the same time, it's like, for what it is, it's a great movie. The
Yeah.
masks alone in that movie are killer. And I have one of the
Yeah.
posters up here too in the studio, so I love it.
Yeah, I mean, if you know, if you're like me and you just love the season of Halloween. You can't help but to love Halloween 3 when you just strip it down to what it is. It's just a great movie to put on and kind of just enjoy the season for sure.
It's true, and that song is catchy. I'll have to try to find it. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, dude, what I'm so excited. So this year, I've always wanted wall of vintage televisions because I collect vintage electronics, and I finally did now that I'm not married and I can do these stupid things. Um, but but this year, I got my friend to make me the video of just the magic pumpkin flickering and the song playing. So this year, when people came into the house for the Halloween party, all seven of my televisions were playing the song with the flick, with the jack o' lantern flickering.
Yeah, yeah.
It was so cool.
It really is. It's a catchy song for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm hopefully gonna take a video of. I want to put that on at some point soon and take it because I didn't have any time on Saturday to do it, but take a video and show people. But it's pretty cool.
You
So I
should.
think that's gonna be the majority of my nights now. I'm just gonna be sitting here in the dark in my living room, just staring at my 7 vintage televisions, watching the Magic Pumpkin,
Yeah, I saw that in the picture that you
just seeing
posted.
if my head explodes.
Maybe it will. I don't know if you could hear it. It sucks when I have on a call and playing it. It's as loud as it goes. Can you hear that?
I can't. No, I can't hear it.
Ah, bummer. Yeah, I'm playing it. The Silver Shamrock commercial. Yeah, it's so catchy, and we always sing it. Like, I don't know. That's one thing about like the season that I just enjoy. It's just something. I don't. Everybody has, like I was saying before, just everybody has their own little niche or something that they gravitate towards with
Yeah,
Halloween, and that's what I just love about this holiday because you can go to parades. You could it just be all about family. You could just watch horror movies. People go to haunts. You know,
yeah. There's just like everything is better in the fall.
it
Like
really
I don't
is.
know. There's just something about it. I mean, just the look and the smell and the food and the movies and I don't know. It's just like
I
the colors.
I
It's just
agree.
it's all so good.
Yeah, I always try to explain it, and like I feel like there's no words sometimes to explain like how much I enjoy this
There
season. And
there nothing beats like kind of that like sunset hoodie weather, by a campfire with, there's just, I don't know, just nothing beats it.
I know my favorite days are in the fall when it's just like that right temperature and like the sky is
Mm-hmm.
completely gray and
Yeah.
it's not raining, but it's just gray and it's just that perfect fall and all the leaves
That
have
light
been changed.
breeze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's perfect, and I wish it was like this all the time. And I don't know how it is like out west. Like you said, you want to move out into Oregon, but I don't
Yeah, I
think I
don't
could
know. I
leave the
don't know.
East Coast.
Yeah, I know that would be tough. Like you're right. I couldn't go anywhere. I don't know what the fall's like in Oregon. Well, you might have just made up my mind if
Yeah,
fall
just very
if
rainy.
Oregon doesn't have a fall. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
one
it's
thing.
very
If I went
chilly in
down
here.
south or further out west in California somewhere,
Yeah, I
it
couldn't
wouldn't
do
have
it
that
either.
feel. It just wouldn't feel like fall and home to me. But
It's true.
again, I'm weird. I don't know. So you started your own thing with on-set I can't even say it.
Cinema.
Cinema. Sometimes I can't speak, man. I'm sorry. But yeah, you do
Yes.
that now.
Yeah, man, I've been, I mean, I've always talked about this, but I love going to filming locations. I've been going to filming locations for like literally 20 years. Um, and I've had this idea for about 4 or 5 years, where I wanted to show movies at their actual filming locations. And I finally got the time to start it, and it's called On-Set Cinema, and I show movies at their actual filming locations. So I teamed up with some friends, and this weekend I'm flying out to San Francisco And just north of San Francisco is a little town called Santa Rosa, which is AKA Woodsboro, where they
Yes.
filmed Scream. So we are showing Scream at Stu's mansion. The final house from the movie. We're showing Scream there, which is is nuts. So it's gonna be crazy. I'm really really excited about it. But yeah, kind of it's mainly their thing. But I'm kind of helping them promote it and stuff. And so it's gonna be like a um partly presented by Onset Cinema. But yeah,
Yeah, when
so it's like it's amazing. We're gonna be able to watch Scream and like look up at Stu's house. So I've wanted to go to that house for years. So
yeah, that's another thing. I'm sure people flock to there all the time. And
I mean, it's dude. If you're a Scream fan, it is the ultimate Scream event, and I don't think it's ever gonna happen again.
really?
So no, I mean, so they used. So I think that they rented this house out. I don't know for how long, for like big events like weddings and corporate events and stuff like that. So that's how they were able to get the house. But from what I'm hearing, the people are going to move back in it next year, so they're not going to be renting it anymore. So
Makes sense.
um, yeah, but I mean, like people like I'm staying all night in the house on Saturday, which
Oh,
is
really?
crazy. Yeah, and they sold packages where people could stay in the house, and all of that stuff sold out like really quickly. But yeah, so
Yeah, I wish I can go to some of
yeah,
these. Like when I saw, you posting that stuff, I was like, shit, man, I should jump on it.
yeah, but
But
yeah, I show so far I've done the building that was Empire Records in North Carolina.
okay,
I did Halloween like right behind the Myers house a couple weeks ago. I did The Strangers Part Two at the actual pool from the
I saw
with the
that.
palm trees and everything. Yeah, and I have two of the palm trees, and I brought those out. And Damien and Leah, who played Pin Up and Baghead, came out, signed autographs, and a bunch of other cast and crew. But um, yeah, I've done I Know What You Did Last Summer at the department store here in Burgall. I've done some cool ones, man. I just try to do the movies that I love, and I can't believe already the screenings that I've been able to pull off. It's been pretty
Yeah,
exciting. It's a lot of work, but
I'm sure it is.
to be able you know to see these movies at these particular locations is quite the experience. If you're a big fan and you kind of get it. Some people are like, why would I want to watch a movie in a department store? I'm just like, it's fine. You're right. It's stupid.
No, but I'm surprised no one's has done this before. Because it does seem like you said you were a fan of just going to these filming locations all the time. I mean, I've been to
Yeah.
tons of filming locations, and it
Well, I mean,
just what?
yeah. No, I mean, there's definitely been screenings that have been like this, for sure. But I just don't think anyone's ever done, like a series like me, where it's like an ongoing thing where um, I'm planning to do that. Like, I kind of need to slow down. I'm basically all I do is work 24/7, so I have to take the time to enjoy some stuff. So next year, I'm gonna try to pace myself. But I already have
Some
some
locations
pretty
lined
big,
up.
yeah, some pretty, there's so many that I want to do, but yeah, I have some pretty cool ones that I'm hoping are going to happen next year. But yeah,
That's cool. Yeah, because there's a local. I don't know if you ever saw. It's a '70s horror film. It's called "Don't Go in the House."
yeah, no, yeah, I talked to uh, yeah, what's his name from the Alone in the Dark podcast?
Mike,
He like
yeah,
literally lives, yeah, Mike lives like right across the street from it, but he
yeah,
kept going on and on about it, and he said that they showed it in that house. But yeah,
yeah,
I have the VHS tape, and that house is incredible. That would be cool. It's a fucked up movie.
yeah. It is, and it's. I mean, it's kind of like I would say BC horror film, but
Yeah,
the house is still the way it is, and they used to
that's
show it
awesome.
usually like around Halloween. They would have
That's
like
so weird.
screenings of it, but they don't do it anymore. Which
Well, because no one's heard of it. I don't know who would even like. You got to be a pretty hardcore horror fan. I mean, because honestly, I had never. I had the VHS tape. I had gotten
yeah,
it like last year, but I just didn't get around to watching it until I talked to him, and I'd honestly never seen it till probably a couple months ago.
yeah, I watched it
But
because yeah, that was one of the things I remember they were screening it during Halloween time, and I was like, oh, I should go. That it'll be an awesome thing. It's actually
yeah,
filmed here. It's the town next to
I mean,
us.
just to go in that house would probably be pretty rad.
It's pretty. Yeah, they run it. It's open on weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays, so anybody can go do it. Like it's just they give you the
Oh,
whole
so
history
it's
tour. Yeah,
oh, so
it's a
okay, it's a
museum.
house that you tour. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's nobody lives there. It's just a museum that's run by the town itself in Atlantic Highlands. If
Cool.
anybody cares and wants to look it up, it's
Yeah, no, if I ever come out there, I'd love to go in there.
heck yeah, you could do one there. I mean, there's
Yeah,
tons of like that's what I love about Jersey, like where I live. There's
you
so
guys are
many.
spoiled.
Yeah, we
You
are.
guys
We
have
really
all the
are.
horror. I mean, there's quite a bit of North Carolina stuff too, but yeah, the Jersey and Pennsylvania, especially in Halloween, you guys are just like spoiled.
I know we got Friday the 13th. We're loving it. Like even
Yeah,
Halloween, we kind of have reference because Haddonfield, the town down south,
yeah.
is named after it. We got some good stuff for sure. Trust me, I don't take it for granted either.
You have so many good haunts up there, and fall time there is just so cool. And I love that so many people decorate up there.
I do too. It's almost like when you go around. I remember we used to do it sometimes as a family. Just going around watching. Everybody's Christmas lights. I kind of do that now, just looking at everybody's
Yeah.
crazy decorations for
I feel
Halloween.
like I haven't seen shit around here. Like
Really?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just so busy and I'm just not even like paying it like close attention. But I feel like just there's hardly any decorations around here. But of course, I take the same multiple roads to work. But
It is
haven't done a
sad.
lot
I've
of.
noticed over the years too, even just amount of trick or treaters. I don't know if like certain neighborhoods are just getting older and they don't do it anymore and no one comes around. But it kind of makes me sad because I don't want Halloween to change or just.
Oh, it's changing, but it's like it's annoying. Like so, the people that are parents now are kind of like around my age, and and they grew up in the '80s who had like a great Halloween. So it's like I hope that they can continue that, but everyone's just so fucking scared of everything nowadays that just everyone's just babies and coddles their kids. It's just like I don't know. It's just gross. It's just like here, just put your kid in an awesome costume and let it, get his friends together and go trick or treating. Like it'll be fine.
I know we used to do.
Like
We loved it, man. I mean, I'm
just
the same
yeah,
age,
no,
so it's one
yeah,
of those things where I remember, and that's why I try to do so much and get people, just to love it and just see it in a different light. Because, like you said, where some people in town might think of you as like this crazy guy, like killing babies and stuff at the house, or like worshiping, the devil. But it's not like
but
that.
like I'm the one guy who's like trying to have fun with this stuff.
I know that's the
Like,
thing. Yeah, because when
yeah,
people come see, this place where we do the show at, they're just like, "What? Something's wrong with you." Like, just got all this Halloween crap, this kids, all these masks and these posters, and I
yeah,
don't know. It's fun, man. It's being a kid. It's reliving that, and that's why I think a lot of times too, you see all these shows like Stranger Things or I've been
yeah.
there's been a bunch of them. I don't know if you saw like the barn. There's all these like throwbacks to like the 80s.
Oh yeah,
Because like now our generation's growing up and it's like let's make something cool, to bring us back to that childhood. Because everybody has that feeling, I think. Anybody that I ever talk to always says, like when back in the day when I used to hate when
I know.
people said that to me. Back in my day it was
Yeah,
so much better, but I'm starting to realize that and see it at a
yeah. I
different
know.
light. Like, oh, horror movies were so much better when I was younger in like the 80s and 90s, and things were,
Yeah, they were.
yeah, it's so cool. And now it's just like, oh man, they're just, oh, it's all remakes and bullshit. And same thing, like, everybody's scared. Like, oh, you can't go out trick or treat and check your candy and, just have fun. Go out, enjoy it,
Yeah.
scrape a knee and dress up like whatever you want, you know? That's just my feeling.
Yep.
Same
Preach.
feeling.
Preach it, man.
No, same feeling. I just love it. And some of the nicest people I've met are people that are really into horror, really into like these weird,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know, like I guess it's a way of expressing ourselves, and we just express it and
Yeah.
you feel like you don't care. And the people that don't express
I
that,
mean, it's like, I mean, it's very hard to allow. I mean, I don't know exactly how many, but I'm predicting like 700 people on my lawn on Saturday, which, like, anyone who has any sort of sanity, like, that is just not a good idea. But
yeah.
like, when you like, I think. like after 10 years, it's like, I've kind of put out there, this is for horror fans, and I truly think people respond to that, and the people that come out here kind of get it, and they're all just super respectful. And this year, I really felt it. Like people just wanted to be here. They were excited to be here, and they were just chill and just kind of let it go and had a good time. Like a lot of people dressed up. The costumes were incredible, and and people just hung out and watched, and watched the movies, and listened to the Q&A and ate good food. And it wasn't like this big shit show. It was just like a bunch of cool people, getting together to
I'm
watch horror movies. It
I'm sure
felt
you
like 700 people in my living room. And I know that sounds like bullshit, but really it's just like, I go up to people and just kind of have a conversation with them. We talk about horror movies, and
I'm sure
and
there's a
then
lot
I
of people
run and
that
do
met
it.
each other that are now friends. Like, oh my God, you live so close to
Yeah,
us, and
I
you're
hope
into this
so.
stuff. Oh, I could see it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
do
I
you plan
hope
on keep
that happens.
do you plan on doing this like going forward? Just always having the Halloween party?
I'm sure I won't do it forever, but
Right.
I just kind of like, I don't say that I'm definitely going to do it the next year. I just kind of, kind of see how I'm feeling,
Yeah, and
and
that time rolls around,
like,
you get
yeah,
excited.
just kind of where I'm at, in life. It's like, it takes a lot of,
I'm sure it does. Like anything, this is a lot of work, and just getting people organized to come out.
yeah, yeah, it's a lot of work, and it really takes, you
Well,
know, probably half of my October away from me. Um, but it's worth it. But there might be a time where I'm just like, you know what, I just want to enjoy my October, and um, but
I hear you.
but so you never know. But I have no plans and to not doing it. I have a good time with it.
Yeah, do another one because
My family's like, where they're, my parents are still able to get around, so they can come and help. And, we can kind of all do it together. So that kind of is
was your
motivating
parents
too.
like my parents? Like what like you're watching too many of these like killing movies. You gotta slow it down.
No, nope, nope. My parents embraced all of the creepiness, and eventually they just kind of like, that's who Kenny is. Like, when like I didn't tell them I was building the house forever, and when I told them, they were just kind of like, well, okay, that makes total sense. But like, kind of, okay, how are you paying? How are you doing this? How are you paying for this? Like,
Right.
do you know what you're doing? Like, that's what they were worried about. That I was gonna like, um, that I was just taking on too big of a project or something. But the idea of living in a fictional serial killer's house, no, didn't phase my parents whatsoever.
I know my dad would probably like not care at all. He'd be like, "Ah, it's just a house," but my mom would
Yeah.
be like, "Something's really wrong with you. We need to like talk about this."
No, they've always been super supportive. You know,
That's good.
just honestly, not when it just comes to that. Just anything that I'm doing that I'm motivated to do, and it's like a positive thing, or something that's not like, I don't know, like drugs or something like that. Like if I'm doing something and I'm motivated to do it, it makes me happy. They're all for it.
That's good. I
Yeah.
feel like most parents are because eventually
I
my
don't know.
parents.
Honestly, I don't know if all parents are like that.
I shouldn't blanket the statement. You're right,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I would hope, like parents, obviously, there's a balance of everything, like when you get fixated on one thing. I'm a very fixated person. Like I feel like they could have maybe said, "Hey, Kenny, cool. That's cool you like creepy stuff, but there's also like other alternatives." But yeah, they tried to get me into sports and stuff like that, but that failed miserably. I
yeah,
just wasn't any good at
I
any of it.
I could see a good balance because there are some times where I'm always watching like horror or like the weird. I've been on the kick for God the last bunch of months. I've been talking about it forever, but I've been trying to watch all the unsolved mystery shows dating back from
Nice.
season one. But
Cool.
yeah, and
Yeah,
after
I would love to do that. That would be fun.
yeah, and after a while, I was just like, oh, maybe I should watch something else. But then like I get there, I get on the couch, I'm like, no, I'm gonna watch another one. Keep it going. I'm really pissed at
Yeah.
though that they changed the freaking like theme. It was an awesome theme. They had it great, and then after season, I think it was 8, they changed it. I was like, what the hell?
They did that for Dawson's Creek too. Brutal.
Yeah, I don't like when they do that kind of crap. It annoys
Yeah, it's
me.
not a good
It's like,
idea.
keep it, man. I understand you need to be fresh and change things up, but there's some things that
Yeah.
you should just leave untouched.
Yeah, when you start messing with the theme music,
Hell yeah,
that's when
especially
fans get
Unsolved
real.
Mysteries that creeped a lot of people out.
Yeah, no, that I mean, yeah, that's like iconic.
Yeah, so I was a little upset at that, but I still watch the show. I've been trying to catch up and finish it all. Hopefully by the end of the
Cool.
year I'll
How
finish
many
it.
how many seasons are there of that?
I'm on 12 right now. I don't know. I should look it up. Let's see.
I mean, it was on for a long time.
It was. I was really
I
surprised
remember I
because
watched it all the time.
yeah, it was well they rebooted it I guess later on with a different a different host. It wasn't Robert
Host.
Stack, but they redid it. So I don't know. But yeah, Robert Stack one was just amazing. Damn, I'm trying to find it.
That dude's voice, man. He's got the
Creepy.
voice.
It's creepy. See, that's what I love, and that's what one of the reasons, kind of doing the podcast, make it, get all this horror, paranormal, supernatural kind of stuff up, just talk about it. I felt like, I don't know, I guess I needed an outlet myself and just find a way to, I don't know, just enjoy it. There was 14 seasons of
Oh, you're getting
uns-
close.
Yeah, I'm right there. So I think I could do it by the end of the year.
Nice. Nice.
It is, brother. It is. So besides, let's see. I don't know, man. I want you to enjoy Halloween. I don't want you to get too worked up on all the stuff that
Dude,
you
I'm
have
going
going
to
on.
see Scream at the Scream Out. I have nothing to complain about. Although I'm not going to see any fall leaves probably, but it's fine. I'm going to see Scream at the Scream
Are you
House.
going to be back for
How many
Halloween?
people? Yeah, I am, and I'm going to. I think the plan is. Are you there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I thought you were going out. So I think the plan is on October 30th. I'm going to my theater and I'm going to watch Rocky Horror. I think that's gonna be fun. And then Halloween night, I think I'm just gonna be at the house, order pizza, and watch movies with my girlfriend Lauren and some friends.
That's always a good way to do it. Yeah, sometimes too when
Yeah,
I tell people like and they know me as like the Halloween guy or the nightmare guy, whatever people call me nowadays, it's one of those things where like, what do you do on Halloween? Like it must be like this big extravagant
yeah,
like party and I'm like most of the time it's been done for like the last month and a half and sometimes even throughout the year.
yeah.
And then I just like to chill,
Yeah,
put
I
on
feel like a
movies.
lot of like horror fans love to just chill and watch a movie on Halloween because I think that's kind of how a lot of us grew up, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
And
we
I
used
don't
to
know,
watch
there's
horror
just something
films and go out
about
trick or
that that
treating. It was there's
yeah, I
nothing
think
better.
that's like the root of it. Like all the other stuff is fun, but I feel like the root of a lot of um, the reason why we love this sort of thing, it just goes back to sitting down, watching a good movie with the friends or family.
It's true.
Just nothing beats that, man.
No, it doesn't. And that's why I enjoy just kind of staying home sometimes and just handing out candy and seeing what people are dressed up as and hopefully they come up with some scary stuff sometimes. And it's not just all, you know,
Yeah.
the cookie cutter spirit Halloween.
Bunch of stupid like little minions or whatever. What are this Disney characters? Yeah,
Oh, my
but
brother Greg, he always gets on me, but I have to watch Hocus Pocus on Halloween. That's one of the biggest things too. So
you and every like
I'm like a little kid.
you and every like middle-aged white girl has to watch Hocus Pocus on Halloween.
Dude, I love it. I love
It's
everything about
fine.
Hocus
I,
Pocus.
I've never like we showed Hocus Pocus at our theater and just people just like so many people came. It's crazy how much love is out there for Hocus Pocus. I just never. I mean, it's fine. My girlfriend Lauren loves Hocus Pocus. Like we went, and screened Halloween at the Myers house,
Right.
and right behind we screened it at this place called Sugarman Gallery. It's like literally right there. You could throw a rock. And it's like all this cool stuff is around, and we see the book from Hocus Pocus, and she like almost dies. So it's just like cool. Yep, that's the Hocus Pocus. So that little building, that structure, yeah, that's the Myers house.
Oh yeah, Greg. If Greg was here, he'd be ripping on me because he's like, I don't understand you. I don't know why you love that
Yeah.
movie. But I also think it's because of like the one of the main
Yep.
characters. He was in. I don't know if you remember this in the '90s. The show Erie, Indiana. It was only on for 13 episodes from like '91 to '92, and it got canceled. But he's in it.
What?
Uh, Amari,
I think didn't you told me about that, right? Hold on, is this the
probably.
is
I'm still obsessed with that because that's another
yeah, I think
thing.
hey, hold on, you sent it to me, right? And I started watching it. Was this the series that Kevin Williamson wrote? Am I
Yeah,
thinking?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, yeah, you sent that to me after we talked last time, and I got around to watching a couple episodes, and it is really good. My friend Ann came over, she's like, "Oh my god, like this person is in it,"
Yeah,
and I
there's a lot of
forgot
famous
about it, but I
people in
watched
there.
like the first two episodes, and I really liked it. I need to go back and finish it.
Well, that was another thing too. I enjoyed watching their Halloween episode on Halloween too, because that was another thing
Oh,
that I
I
always try
didn't
to
see
do.
that. I'll
Yeah,
have to maybe I'll have to cue that up.
yeah. He's a kid from Jersey. He moved out to Erie, Erie, Indiana.
Yeah.
He had the same sweatshirt that I had when I was a kid. So I think that's one of the reasons why I enjoy Hocus Pocus because he was in it and it kind of was around the
Oh,
same
cool.
time. But again, yeah, I'm a middle-aged white girl that
Yeah,
loves
yeah, that's
rekindling.
fine. Were you drinking your pumpkin spice latte when you
Yeah,
watched it?
I was. I'll have
Cool.
to do it again
That's
this
fine.
year. I
That's
went out.
fine. There's no judgment.
I've been to every single filming location too for that movie
Really,
up
yeah.
in
Yeah,
Salem.
those houses are amazing, man.
Oh, they are. That's one
Yeah.
thing. If I can go to Salem every year or find like another town just like Salem and go there every year for Halloween, I'd be set.
Yeah, it's a cool place. It's
Have
a
you
cool
been?
place. The one time, yeah, I went. The only time I went is when I visited the set of Lords of Salem,
Oh,
and
good movie. I
um,
really like. That's one of. I don't know if it's one of my favorites, but it's one of my favorites of Rob Zombie's. Something about that
well,
movie.
I didn't really like it, but
Really?
I like Salem. And when we went there, um, uh, it was um it was like the peak of fall. It was just fall leaves galore. So I was like there visiting the set for like an entire day. I mean, it was like a day and a half, but I was there for like another like couple days and got to see a lot, which was cool.
That is cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
I got to,
great history. Some good filming locations. Of course, Hocus Pocus, one of the best Halloween movies. I'm just throwing it out
What's
there.
funny like that. So the one big house, the big white house with like the pillars in front of it,
Yeah, yeah. Allison's
like
house.
I did, yeah, I just got a picture in front of that house and took a bunch of pictures of it because I just thought it was an amazing house. And then when I got back, like someone was like, "Oh, that's in Hocus Pocus." I was
See,
like, "Oh yeah,"
you
because
love
I
it.
had totally forgot. I've only seen it a handful of times.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about it. Just yeah. And they've been talking about a remake
Yeah.
with that forever too. So who knows if that will ever
Well, they should
happen.
because it's all the freaking rage right now, man. Like I feel like if they released a Hocus Pocus, yeah, movie like next year or something, it would be huge.
Oh, they got me. I mean, I bought the new like
Yeah.
whatever special edition 25th anniversary, DVD. I bought. I'll be watching that with like the subtitles and all the like trivia and information. And then Spirit Halloween put out like they do these like
All the
horror minis.
costumes.
Yeah, they have the costumes. They have a bunch of stuff from Hocus Pocus, and I've been collecting like the mystery minis, like the
Yeah.
keychains. So
Hmm.
I almost have the whole set for Hocus Pocus. I'm just missing two.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I was saying, everybody has their own little thing for Halloween and what they enjoy from their childhood, and I think it's cool that you kind of took it a step further and just went with it. So this is what I want to do.
It's like fuck this. I'm gonna live at Halloween
Yeah,
forever.
I love that. I was always saying too, like if I won them, like now what's the Mega Millions tonight? It's at like over a billion.
Yeah, it's like a billion. My brother was like we were driving around going to pick up some hay bales or those, right? The tables for the party, and he was all excited about his lottery ticket. He's like, I never play, but if it's at $1 billion, like fuck yeah, I'm playing the lottery.
Hell yeah. I would buy some creepy ass
Yeah,
house, and just I don't know, have throw like certain events there and just
yeah,
have like a whole section of just like a kick ass studio and really like hook it up.
yeah. The best podcast ever. You'd be doing it in
That's
like
that's what I'm talking about.
yeah,
That's what I want to do, but I don't know, man. Well, I kept you well over an hour, so I appreciate you coming on, man, and
no
talking
problem.
a little
I love talking
Halloween.
to you.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
really
love talking to you when it's Halloween because you're just like me. You just kind of get excited for this stuff.
I do, and that's one of the reasons why I want to reach out to you and just get you on because I feel like, yeah, I just like share the moments, of Halloween and
Yeah.
the season, and I think it's kind of cool just let people hear it, and I don't know, maybe it'll spark something with people that listen, maybe do their own Halloween twist on something, I don't know. But I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
go out and pick apples,
Pick
people.
apples,
Do
trick or
something.
treat. Yeah, do something this year.
Yeah.
Bring back that old feel that I remember as Halloween.
And
And
that's one thing like that I love, like a big inspiration for me to keep doing my Halloween parties. I get from people every year that's like, this was the best Halloween I've had in as long as I can remember, because I try to like really bring it back to the roots. Like it's horror movies, it's kind of with friends, or just similar people. It's horror music, it's real jack-o'-lanterns, homemade decorations, you know, good food, bonfires, like really kind of bring it back to just,
yeah, that's one people don't do enough of is bonfires.
yeah,
And I really wish, like, because that's like the
s'mores.
roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, man.
that's what I'm hoping we can do if it's not too cold, like right when the sun goes down on Halloween before we watch movies, is go out here and after we eat and light a fire and roast some s'mores. So
That's what it's all about, brother. Yeah, I have to make it. Like, next year, I'm making it a point if you have your Halloween party, making it down there for sure.
dude, come and do seriously, like do a podcast, like if I mean like
Oh, dude, if we could
it'll
set
be
that up,
tough,
even
it'll
if
be
it's,
tough for me to like set you up with a thing, but if you want to bring like a little tent or something, if you could do it without like having a lot of power, um
I could figure something out.
yeah, I would love to do, actually it would be really interesting. I'd love to do because like this year would have been so cool, like Muse Watson from I Know What You Did Last Summer,
Yeah.
the killer from I Know What You Did Last Summer, came to my house, did his first ever signing appearance here, and the guy was incredible. Like, fucking Muse Watson, like in my house and at my house, it was nuts. He brought the Hook from the movie with him, but just like to have someone here who could like pull people aside, whether it be Muse Watson or me for 2 seconds, or just like
Dude, I
my
would love to
mom,
do
my
that.
mom, or like just some guy in a costume, and just say, like, I would love to have some sort of audio of like what people are experiencing and what they, like, not necessarily about being in my house or whatever, just about the season, or I don't know. I think it would just be interesting, like especially if you could just like record it live or something. You could just have like a stream
We
of
could do
people
that.
coming on and just talking about it.
I
But
can
yeah,
get some
I would
more
be
equipment.
totally, yeah, I'd be totally down to do something next year. It'd be fun.
Yeah, we'll have to keep in touch and talk about it. That would be
And
something I would really enjoy. I never
and then
did
people
like,
like, I offer like tent camping here, so like in the backyard is like filled with tents, so you could like bring a tent, and that'd be cool. Like this year, I
uh,
ended up getting some fall night. I showed Halloween 2 at midnight, so it was cool. It was just by then it was just me. I was exhausted and probably and my a couple friends and stuff like that. And it was maybe about 20 of us left who were just watching Halloween on the 2 on the big screen in my front yard.
that's great, man. Yeah, I would love to do that. And I'm definitely going to keep in touch because I think that would be one of the coolest things and a great
You'd
experience.
love it, man. Yeah, you would love it. It would be
I would.
fun.
We'll definitely keep in touch, but appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for coming on and spending this Halloween season with me.